Now, there's three reasons why Tyson Fury could have pulled out the Wladimir Klitschko fight. Lack of motivation, the drug case doesn't look like it's going to go his way, or he's got mental health problems. Now, I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt that it's mental health problems right now. I mean, mental health problem is a very serious thing, something that can drive you to kill yourself. You know, it's deadly. Now, I've never had any first-hand experience of being bullied by the press or anyone else, or having mental health problems, but I do know a few people that have. Now, with being bullied, I know it's different being bullied in school from the media, but I know I'm quite close to a person that got bullied very severely when they were in high school, and they were bullied so severely and it affected them so much that even though they would have done well in their exams, they were too scared to go and sit their exams because of the people that were there. And this is something that's affected this person's life 10 years later after this has happened. 10 years. And it's something that they keep bringing up, it's something that they keep getting down about. So mental bullying, you know, it doesn't just affect you while you're getting bullied. It can have long-term effects on you, and in the case I'm talking about, your career and your whole life. And I've known people that have had depression. Actually, I've known quite a few that's had depression, but in two of these cases, the people tried to kill themselves. Now, obviously, you know, that's a massively serious thing to actually consider taking your own life. And they didn't just consider it, they went through with it. They just didn't have a full understanding of what they were doing, and it failed, luckily. And they're still alive, luckily, and they're both a lot better now that our life has improved in some way. So, yeah, I mean, we have to take this Tyson Fury mental health problems thing as a fact until it's disproven. Now, we are going through a process of deduction right now, because what the WBO and WBA, either or both of them, have said is Tyson Fury has 10 days to come back to them and say, not say, to give them evidence, give them written evidence by a doctor declaring that he has mental health problems. So we're going to find out very soon if Tyson Fury is telling the truth about this. And that was yesterday, so that's 9 more days. I think it's 4th of October we're actually going to find out if this is true or not. So we don't have long to wait at all. I think it's worth people giving them the benefit of the doubt right now, because I think people will feel quite bad about themselves if they've been accusing Tyson Fury of all sorts, and it turns out he's being genuine and it is mental health problems. 9 days from now is not a long time at all, so I think it's very worthwhile giving him the benefit of the doubt. But if in 10 days, or 9 days actually, we don't hear anything from the WBA or WBO about them actually providing evidence, then it's an admission that it's not mental health problems. It's only going to be one of these other two things. Either he's got no motivation, or there's a problem with those drug cases going through. So I want to talk about the motivation possibility first. Tyson Fury wasn't showing any lack of motivation leading up to the July date. There was no visible evidence to us as fans that was actually happening. And there was media around Tyson Fury all the time now. He was getting interviewed weekly. There was uploads of his training and how he was getting on. Peter Fury looked upbeat that this was going to prove that this was no fluke. But eventually it got cancelled 2 weeks, or just a bit less than 2 weeks before the actual fight would happen. Ankle injury. Tyson Fury showed proof of this ankle, as much proof as he possibly could, and It turned out a month or so later, the exact same date that he showed the ankle injury, that he'd been suspended from boxing by the UK, drugs authority for the sport. So that was the real reason for the pullout. Yes, maybe coincidentally he did have an ankle injury, but that would have put a hold to the fight right there and then anyway. He had to appeal against that for the fight to happen. And it has to be noted that before then, he didn't show any lack of motivation. And actually, he'd been looking better than ever in training. And he looked more muscular, bigger, stronger than he'd ever looked before. I even did a video on it at the time as soon as I seen it. I think he was getting interviewed on IFL TV, and Peter Fury was talking about it as well. Now we go into the drug case not going his way, or doesn't look like it's going to go his way. Well, the thing that really makes me think that Tyson Fury was going to be innocent or is innocent of this is because it took them so long to actually come out with these charges against him, to get this sample for some reason. I mean, this was, what, a year before they actually pulled Tyson Fury up about this? I think that was very unusual. I think it was actually a bit more than a year. I mean, have you thought that the UK Drugs Authority was going to bring a case against Tyson Fury, they would have done it far sooner than then. That's what made me think this was maybe just some rumours in the papers. Now, since this came from so many different sources, and all these sources, if it isn't true, are liable to be sued by Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury is talking about suing him, all of them, in all fairness to Tyson Fury, it does maybe think that there is some truth against this case, and that the fact that he was suspended by the UK Drugs Authority. So there must have been a sample somewhere. And it is very coincidental that both Hughie Fury and Tyson Fury samples were both caught at exactly the same time with exactly the same drug. Now, I haven't really talked a lot about Tyson Fury's drug case, but the one thing when I read through the papers which is wrong is they keep saying that, well, a lot of them keep saying that nandrolone is something that's naturally occurring in your body. Now, I know for a fact that nandrolone is not naturally occurring in your body. Testosterone is naturally occurring in your body. Testosterone is the first steroid they managed to make synthetic, so you could inject it and give you a higher amount of what's already in your system. It makes you build muscle a lot easier. Then they started to make derivatives of testosterone, like Dianabol. I think that was the first one to come out. Actually, Anadrol was, then Dianabol. Nandrolone came along a lot later. Primobolan, Anavar, all these ones are all derivatives of testosterone. Now, all others are synthetic, and testosterone can be synthetic as well. The only one naturally occurring in your system, though, is testosterone. So what they do when you make nandrolone is you'll get testosterone, you'll change the chemical structure slightly, and there you go, you've got another synthetic steroid, nandrolone. And it's not naturally occurring in your system. The only way it can be there is if it's being ingested by you yourself, either through, well, in nandrolone's case, it has to be injected. It's not an oral steroid. It's something that you have to inject into your muscles for it to work. So if they did find this in the system, the only way I can see it is something's been contaminated for Hughie and Tyson Fury samples at the same time. Or either that, or he actually did have this injected into himself. And the only way you could actually have someone get injected is if they do it themselves. So yeah, it's possible that there's been a contamination somewhere in his sample. Maybe they got the wrong sample. It's unlikely, but it could happen. But I wanted to talk about this drugs thing with Tyson Fury. I've never done it before, but We're going to know in 9 days if it is the mental health problems or not. I think the drug case is a bit longer. We're going to have to wait since till then. But if in 9 days it doesn't come out by WBO and WBA that Tyson Fury has mental health problems and showed evidence of it, and he will, if he has got mental health problems, he will show evidence, then I think the most likely scenario is there's a problem with the drug case not going Tyson Fury's way, because the other option, the lack of motivation, to me anyway, I'm not saying it's impossible, but he didn't show that in the lead up to the July date. Maybe he did for this fight, maybe he just couldn't find the motivation. It's possible, but I think the most likely case is the drug case just not going Tyson Fury's way. That's all I've got to say.